welcome to the first episode of Grubbys WarCraft 3 Commentaries. This series of VODs is presented to you by yours truly, your host for the night, Grubby, and made possible by SteelSeries Professional Gaming Gear. In this series I will be fishing up some old epic replays from my former WarCraft 3 days. In the first episode I'll be taking you back on a trip through space and time to a 19-year-old Grubby who found himself in the grand finals of BlizzCon 2005 from the winner bracket. And just to show you how I looked like when I was 19 years old and in my current profession at that time. And my opponent for this match was Zakard, who previously defeated Short Round and Todd in the winner bracket. And then in one of the most sensational and unusual games in the finals against him, I misclicked and I picked the worst hero in the game. And Zakard, my opponent, he followed suit. Here's a picture of him right here. And he picked a pretty unusual hero too. So let's see how that goes. This game was played back in 2005 at the BlizzCon in the USA, Anaheim. So let's jump straight into the game and see how it goes. I started at the top left position on Twisted Meadows, and we've got Zakard spawning at the bottom left at the 8 o'clock position. I'll be playing in 1x speed so I can take you through. I think the game sound is a little bit too loud probably. So I can take you through some in-depth analysis of my thoughts at the time. I do have a pretty good memory when it comes to tournament games that I've played. So I still know what was going through my head at the time. And I'll also tell you what I'm thinking about it right now. I might have some different opinions now. As we know, hindsight is always perfect. Well, Orc versus Orc developed a lot over the past. I think it's still a little bit too loud. Orc versus Orc developed a lot over the past years. Like, I've been playing WarCraft 3 since 2003, back in Reign of Chaos, and Orc versus Orc was pretty messed up back then. It was all about secret tower rushing each other, non-secret tower rushing each other. And then the tower rush defense, and it was like mass Kodos or mass Wyverns. Of course, creeping had a much bigger role in Reign of Chaos because the money you gained from it was much greater. But it developed in the Frozen Throne when the expansion pack came out, which is called the Frozen Throne. And what happened at some point is, I guess what I call the Russian style. It was to get the Farseer. 17 out of 20 food, no units, just straight tech to tier 2 when you've got 190 wood, which is just about now, just getting my last peon. And then you get a quick second hero. At first there was always the Shadow Hunter, you're using his Hex and Heal Wave, and at some point it was really popular to go Hex and Snakes, Snakes being a really nice addition in those big Grunts versus Raiders and Raiders versus Grunts fights. But it changed at some point to Firelord's second hero, and that's basically what you should be seeing this game in a normal world. And Twisted Meadows was one of the most popular maps for this, and I actually did this quite recently back in 2010, Farseer Firelord strategy against the Chinese Orc. And obviously now we know it's all Blade Master versus Blade Master. And that was really way different in 2005. Farseer was the hero to get. If you went Blade Master, you would get towers to death. And people weren't that good yet at stopping it. So back to this game, you can see the first victory kind of goes to him. I scouted one side, and he saw where I came from with my Farseer over here. And he quickly realized that I must be spawning at the top position, so he gets first hits on me, attacking my burrow, and I'm trying to do some defense here. Didn't kill any wolves with my peons, just shot them down with the burrows, tried to dispatch of them quickly. And finally I found his base. He's got a small lead. My burrow is done a little bit sooner, so You do deal bonus damage on buildings which are not finished yet. They don't actually have armor yet. So in that sense, he has a small liability there. But the fact that he reached my base earlier does end up costing me a little bit more wood in the repair costs and the time that I don't spend mining lumber. That's gonna delay my tier 2 tech a little bit slower bestiary. So none of this action is designed to kill the opponent. It's just to reduce his lumber so that the tech will be slower. At this time I started my war mill. It's usual to get 2 grunts and then head over to the mill at the tavern right here where you can hire neutral heroes. And one thing I want to tell you now. We're right here at the tavern, both planning to get 2nd hero, and we actually had a match in the winner bracket. And I ended up taking that match 2-1 from Zagard. I'm not focusing on those games right now because I think this series was much more exciting. That series was also cool, but it was a little bit more of traditional play. Now I want to tell you something about hotkeys. In WarCraft 3, hotkeys, they are distributed by default, and if you want to change the hotkeys, you have to open, I would say, a config file, like a txt file inside your WarCraft 3 directory, and it's not a smooth integrated functionality like through the game. Let's say you go to a game, you press F12 for controls, and there you change it. So you have to go through this text file, and then you change the hotkey. Like you go look in the code. It's not HTML5. It's kind of easy, but it takes some getting used to. And the hero that I wanted to pick, and that everyone kind of picks, is the Firelord. Hotkey I. The hero that you definitely don't want to pick is right next to it on hotkey O. No, sorry, it's the other way around. The hero you want is the O. Oh, it doesn't matter, and the I is what you don't want. Now, I'm not going to tell you yet what the I is. Some people of you may already know, experienced Warcraft 3 players and spectators. But if you don't know, I'd like to keep the suspense. Now, I just want to tell you what the Farseer and Firelord combination will do for you. The Farseer, you hire him because he's one of the first 4 heroes out of your Altar of Storms. And this means that if you want to get a hero, your first hero from the tavern, there's some delay. In Orc Mirror, you don't actually want to do that. So you pick one of the first 4 heroes, and the 2 most suitable ones for scouting are Blade Master and Farseer. And the Farseer is best at it. So I already just told you that the early game wasn't about dominating your opponent or killing him right off. It's about scouting information and just being a little bit annoying. Now Farseer is perfect for that. He's also a ranged hero, which makes it easy for him to hide behind grunts. Grunts being a very strong melee unit, and to rain havoc on the opponent from afar. So the second hero, if it's also ranged, you've kind of got that synergy going on there. And the Firelord, he's a ranged hero, he's agility based, which means he has a higher attack speed and benefits usually more when he levels up. He benefits more from agility, and he gets more damage than your typical intelligence hero, which is what the Farseer is, being based around spellcasting. And the good thing about both the Farseer and the Firelord is that they both create summons. Now I know this is really boring for the experienced Warcraft 3 players out there, but I just want to tell that so that everyone understands why they work together so well. You warp up a bunch of summons with both heroes, and those summons provide extra firearms basically in the fight. So we're almost reaching the time where second hero can be hired.
I come from the dark.
Holy mute, holy peep. This was a very shocking moment for me. I wanted to get the Firelord. We're playing here for roughly the difference between $10,000 and $3,000 or $5,000. So there's quite a lot of money on the game, and I just misclicked getting the worst hero in the game, and I was like FML. You don't want to know how I felt. I wasn't quite thinking that I'm gonna lose the game, but it wasn't good, and he actually doesn't really have a purpose in straight up fighting at all until he levels up, which probably won't happen because you're probably gonna die in the next 2 minutes. But can't really reverse time, and I don't think he would accept a rematch if I asked. Now the weird thing is, what Zagard did is hire a Goblin Alchemist. Now the Goblin Alchemist is kind of a funky hero. He has very high damage, very high strength, very low agility, attack speed, and armor. So he has a place in games, but this is not one of them. He's still moderately more useful than the Pit Lord, because he will actually chase down enemy heroes and kill them. And the Pit Lord, he's just kind of fat and lazy, and he can do like some fancy spells which will get cancelled out by very basic units from each race. Like if he does Howl of Terror, you can dispel it with Disenchant, and if he does Fire Rain, you can just throw an ensnare on him and cancel it completely. So at this point I just have to make the best of a very bad situation, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to win a straight up fight with a Pit Lord, so I'm just going to go back home and send my Pit Lord to do some harassment in the enemy base. And at this point the audience was like, whoa! They're seeing something they didn't expect at all, a Pit Lord in a professional game of a $10,000 finals, and they thought that I was being clever. And I think Zakar thought the same. They must have thought I had such evil plans prepared that this like all fit inside my strategy, and that I had like early, mid-game, and late-game plannings and timings with it. But no, sorry to disappoint you. Not true. I just misclicked. So I'm doing some Fire Rain harass. It's damaging his peons a little bit, slowing down his mining a little bit, but he killed my hero. Not a very promising start. So at this point I'm like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, I need to get my hero back, I need to get my tech buildings up. Luckily I'm not too far behind on tech. Both getting our bestiary now, and I decided to get a boots of speed, so he's not quite as lazy and not quite as slow and not quite as useless anymore.
Work complete.
Drink a little bit of water, learned that from day 9. So my Farseer is back, and at this point my Pit Lord kind of serves as a lightning rod, I guess. Keep your attention on me, not too hard because he's so big and ugly. And using the time to distract him, I decided to go creep out my natural. You know, I'm at a disadvantage, already lost my hero, I have the worst hero choice. How can I win? You always need to think, you know, how can I make a good situation out of a bad one? Maybe he's being overconfident, maybe he thinks, you know, there's no way for me to win. I need to get economical advantage and creeping. So this opens up the chance for me to throw down an expansion later, which could help, either if he doesn't see it or by pressuring him into being forced to attack. So you can see my diversionary tactics are working out to an extent. Doing a little of a merry-go-around while he's finally decided he doesn't actually need to chase me with everything and he can start creeping. So we're both doing some one hero action on each other. I did do again some mining denial. I did kill one peon earlier on, so that he chose not to remake it, so it cost him a little bit of wood. And he also crept the camp. I did that, and my camp was slightly bigger than his. If you creep the natural while your opponent creeps one of these orange camps, that's actually better. This one gives a level 1 hero about 220 experience. Well, it gives any hero 220 experience. I just wanted to say a hero who's level 1 will become about level 2.2 from this camp. And a hero who's level 1 will become 1.9 from this camp. So I'll be a little bit ahead. I also get a higher level item, which is worth more. Now he's doing some pressure with the Raider. The first actually divergence of our strategy took place already. I decided to opt with 1 barracks and 1 bestiary, going for mass Kodos. Kodos are pretty cool, as in they can eat your enemy unit and slowly digest and kill it. They do cost more food, and they're slow and fat, just like the Pit Lord. So I'm really going for this kind of unit. And he decided to go straight away for Raiders for some ensnare action, and Spirit Lodge later for Spirit Walkers. No. He did a little bit of pressure here. I was quite scared that he would ensnare my Kodo, but I know after all we had the same timings of tech, and I knew he couldn't have a snare yet, so that was fine. Still, I took the safe route and sent them back into my base. Now he got a little bit greedy here. He has the skill Chemical Rage on Alchemist, which makes him really fast and attacks faster, and is one of the few